Welcome all to another episode of You Me Connect, where Europe and Middle East connect, and also you and me connect. Today we have with us a very dear friend of mine, an outstanding lawyer with huge background in mergers and acquisitions and in the European legal framework, who is now expanding all of his reach to the Middle East. His name is Cristian Dutescu, a very well-renowned lawyer, but I will let him introduce himself later on. Cristi, welcome to You Me Connect, and it's good to have you here, and thank you for giving us a little bit of your so precious time.
Thank you for the invitation and for your very kind words.
Well, it's the truth, you know. It's I'm just stating the obvious. Let's first of all let our listeners know a little bit about who you are and what's your background.
So I graduated law school in 1995, and I'm a lawyer since then. I own Dutescu Partners, which is a law company, local Romanian law company, which is specialized mostly in the capital market field and also in commercial, in civil law. Our logo is for securities attorneys because we proudly consider that we are one of the best Romanian companies in the capital market field, in the securities field. And also we have, let's say, very good results in other fields of law, as a civil law, commercial law, intellectual property law, administrative law, and white-collar criminal law.
So you're the go-to place. I mean, if I have a business, I want you to be my lawyer. It's clear. And you have. I understood you have. If it's allowed, it's an open question. You can choose not to answer it. But can you name a few of your clients? Is it allowed or?
It's not, let's say, a prohibition to name our clients, but it's not actually the union bars of lawyers recommend that to not make a very explicit publicity in this direction. But I don't think it is a shame to name, let's say,
a few,
such as Dedeman, Prodplast, Banca Transilvania, and a lot of brokerage companies, local brokerage companies, and foreign brokerage companies. In the past, not at this very moment, we represent almost all international investment funds who invest in the Romanian capital market.
Wow.
At least, let's say, the most important.
So now our listeners understood why I called you on the show. Good. You know, I didn't want to say that, but we know that you're very good at what you're doing. And once again, we thank you for this. Now, the reason why I wanted you over here is because I want your perspective, and because you already have all the know-how and knowledge, on two different points. Number one, if I am an Emirati-based company, should I come to Europe and invest? What are the legal, how can I put it, steps I would have to take? And if I'm a Romanian company and I need legal advice in UAE, will I have someone to support me on that? So let's start with the first one. If I'm an Emirati or Middle East company and I want to come to Romania, what should I do from a legal point of view?
So first of all, it's very important to know that Romania, as a European Union country, has all the legislation based on European legislation, European rules of law. So all the important rules of law of European Union legislation are implemented in Romania, and this is very important now because it's a similar legal provision in all the European countries. So Romania is a European Union country with a very strong legislation, and what I want to say that Romanian authorities, and I talk especially by Romanian capital market, Romanian Financial Supervision Authority, applied in a very tough way, let's say, the European legislation in the matter of investors' protection. I begin with this answer not very directly because I want to emphasize the idea that it's important for the investor, from my point of view, before all the other issues, it's important to have confidence in the market in which you decide to invest. So this confidence is based and it's supported by good provisions of law and very good and appropriate enforcement.
So if I'm a company based in the Middle East or a physical person based in the Middle East, and I want to invest in securities or shares or even build a business, the framework in Europe is very clearly stated, and especially in Romania, it's very clearly pointed out so that I am protected as an investor. I will not lose my money. I will build a company in the right way. Can I have 100% ownership of a...
For sure, yes, without any restriction. We haven't any restriction of...
How about land? Can I own land?
Yes, for sure. It's not any restriction in this from this perspective. The problem is what was in the past, of course, but the legislation was changed. What I have to say is that, of course, because you mentioned the idea of the protection, the foreign investor protection, and of course, it's very important to understand that it's a bigger protection in the case when a legal entity or a person invests in securities, in the listed securities.
Okay.
Because it is an open company and the legislation in transparency field and the investor protection field are more development and more accurate than in the situation in which this subject of law invest in not the listed securities. So this is for sure similar situation in most of the developed country. The securities law are more protected, is more protected for investments comparing with the let's say companies law, the general companies law. So that's why and also because I am a great supporter of capital market, and I consider that the doing business through capital market is the most correct way to make business, and it's very important to receive protection for this kind of investments. That's why I consider that Romanian capital market offers very good protection for investments, and also very good legal framework in regard of enforcement. For sure, there could be the case by case situation where, let's say, the things are not doing very well for the investors, because if you are talking about investment in stake of shares in a company issued by a company in which other legal entity, other person detain the major shareholder position, could be, let's say, disputes between the interest of the major shareholder interest of the company.
Of course, but that's normal.
That's normal. And what I want to emphasize is that in this situation, Romanian capital market legislation has a, let's say, and I'm not afraid to say this, a superior protection comparing with the other European Union countries.
Oh, really?
For example, we have a provision which is not compulsory based on European Union law, the cumulative vote, which is an instrument of the protection, of a mean of protection offered by Romanian legislation. It was inspired by the American jurisprudence and not legislation, American practice, American capital market practice. And through this instrument, minor shareholder could appoint a member of the board, even if he not control the majority of the shares. So this is not a provision which is
mandatory within
mandatory European law. It is a provision of Romanian capital market legislation. So this is just one of...
So yes, so capital, basically what you're telling us is that Romanian capital market is a good market to invest into because you get a lot of protection. Now, my question is, where should we go with this when it comes to Romania and the Middle East and Europe and the Middle East? Do you think that there's the possibility of these two stock markets to work together? Is there a possibility of exchanging information, exchanging investors? There's a lot of rich companies in Romania that want to expand. There's a lot of wealthy companies in the Middle East that want to expand to Europe because, Europe is a big market.
This is for sure, and I think it's a very good initiative, your initiative and the Romanian Business Council Association, because I think that this is a moment when the Middle East and the European Union should have a common approach and try to develop a common project. Romanian capital market and capital markets from Emirates, I think they should cooperate and should create a synergy in order to develop their, let's say, their goals, their capitalization for sure, because we understand here in Romania that, and we know very well that there are very good protection for investors, but also it's a problem of, let's say, not only of marketing, but it's a problem of confidence. Romanian capital market is undersized. And let's say the last report of OECD emphasized this aspect. So we are out of space to grow. In the capital market.
One more thing. I understood that your law practice is currently in expansion mode towards the Middle East. So am I to understand that you're going to be able, the companies that come over there and they want to invest there, you're going to be able to help them understand the practice of the law there, because it's different, right? The law in UAE compared to the law in Europe works on different principles, right?
Yes, sir, no.
Okay.
Because it's very important to understand that the Emirates law are based on civil law. The influence, let's say, of Egyptian law and French inspiration law, Romano-Germanic law. So they are not apply in the Emirates. The law, the commercial civil law. They not apply the judicial precedent, the common law, which is applied in the States, in UK, and in English inspiration legislation. So we are talking about the same basic principles of civil law.
So we have the same in
of course,
Romania and in the Middle East.
The same principles of law. The principles, because they are based on French inspiration. Also, as far as I know and we know, it is that in the Emirates is applied the Sharia, the Islamic law, which is a different issue.
So it's a mixture.
It's a mixture. It depends on the area where is applied this.
So if I'm a business based in Europe and let's say Romania, let's take it Romania, it's more easier. If I'm a business that I'm in Romania, I'm going to the Middle East, I'm starting to do business there. I know there's local lawyers, but you know very well that we European tend to be more and try to be more close to other European when they're representing us. You think that we have currently European lawyers in the Middle East and that are going to be able to do this? There are law firms prepared for this. Do you know this? And this is an answer which, in my opinion, is pretty important, because a friend of mine once said, listen, Marius, if you own a business, in the morning, drink your coffee with your accountant, and in the evening, your tea with your lawyer. So I'm trying to follow up on that as a business owner.
Yeah, it's a coincidence, but we have a very good lawyer in our law firm as a collaborator. We work with the very good lawyer, was a junior lawyer in our law firm, and after that worked for 7 years in Dubai. So she has, because it's a lady lawyer, she has a very good experience in Islamic law and of course in the civil law, which is applied in Emirates. So it's very important to know that for your listeners, that
you will be able to provide that.
We'll be able to provide.
No, because
legal advice is in this.
Because my idea and the way we had further down the line a talk like we're having with you, podcast with Cristian Duţescu, and he was saying that in order for you not to lose a lot of money, you should heavily rely on the business councils, that you should do business tourism. Just go check things out, understand, take your advice from other people that are doing business there. And what you're telling me now is that you are going to have basically, you have a lawyer that can actually give you, point you in the right direction here in Romania, as well as in the Middle East. That's great news.
He has a very good experience. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 years.
7 years. Good. Well, what can I tell you? I mean, these are all good news and inspiring news. I'm looking forward to see the connection between the UAE market and the European market. That's interesting. It also brings a lot of opportunity.
Yes, I think there are a lot of opportunities, and beginning with this assessment that Romanian capital market is undervaluated, I think this is the moment, because you know very well, better than me, that it's not it's a little bit complicated moment in the global economy. So I mean, I think this is a moment to create more synergies and to develop, let's say, business together, to not stop to develop this market of mergers and acquisitions. So I think the most important thing for economy to grow is to be able to assure a very good velocity of the money. The speed of the money circulation is crucial. Essential, is crucial. So from this point of view, it's very important, the legal framework and the enforcement of the legal framework to be in a good direction. So
we're there, right? We're there. I mean, we're glad we're getting there by connecting the dots, by putting these people together, by doing synergies. We're there. So that's
why I'm optimistic with your idea and the Romanian Business Council.
Thank you.
It's a very important initiative, and I'm optimistic, and I hope that in the next months or next years, we will see the good results.
And that's going to be a good accelerator. Very good. Cristi, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you for all your good advice. I mean, our listeners need to understand that the advice, it's not coming just from a lawyer, but it's coming from someone who is experienced in a field which is very dry, and navigating the law system and the bureaucracy in Romania is not an easy thing to do. And we heavily rely on things that you just told us. And I'm advising our listeners to look you up and talk with you and discuss with you, and understand that no matter what business you do, you should have a good lawyer behind you, because it's going to save you when you need it the most. Cristi, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you.
Thank you.